I'm about an average fan of Alfred Hitchcock. You know, there's no doubt about it that he's, you know, one of the most innovative and imaginative directors of all time, but I can't help but see his flaws. The first one I ever saw was The Birds, and it did not leave me satisfied. Basically, it was terrifying, but it kind of never took it to the next level. And I feel like that's one of the issues with Vertigo, is that it's sort of a letdown. But in a sort of different sense, and more in the sense that I thought I was going to go into this movie seeing something about vertigo and this man's struggle with vertigo, but honestly, it has more to do with, you know, suicide and what it means, what an identity, the significance of an identity, and that kind of disappointed me. But what they did in this film was really well done. It's just not what I expected. So, pretty much the film suspends Detective John Scotty Ferguson in a struggle to protect a woman named Madeline from committing suicide, and he also so happens to have this fear of heights, which causes him to have vertigo, which is the first scene in the movie. What's kind of weird, actually, is that the first scene shows his first time experiencing this vertigo, and then the next scene, there's just this, it's followed by this terrible exposition where he pretty much like, oh, if it wasn't for that vertigo, and it just seems a little forced, and I don't understand why they couldn't have just explained his situation in that one scene where it visually shows you know, what he's going through. His vertigo prevents him from protecting the girl, and she ends up killing herself, which totally tears him apart. And to be honest, if I explained anything more of the plot, it'd give it away. But that's the basic scheme of what's going on, I guess. I have some other nitpicks though. As the other one of my nitpicks is the character Midge, who happens to be Scotty's ex-wife, is just sort of an annoying character. You don't really want her there. And the weirdest thing that happened in this entire movie was that she's talking to Scotty, and all of a sudden, and within 2 seconds, she figures out that his whole relationship with this girl, you know, and she doesn't know anything about this girl. She just knows, and it's just really bizarre. And I couldn't get past that point throughout the whole movie. It kept on popping up back in my head. But overall, Vertigo's very good. It's just not what I expected, and it's not perfect. I think that for what it does, it's a great mystery, and I think the effects are amazing. I forgot to mention that. The effects are mind-blowing. I actually wish there was more of the effects. But I think it's a solid film, and it's worth checking out. But it's not perfect. So I give it 4 out of 5.